Welcome back. You're still watching Network Africa on Channels Television. Now, the United Nations is saying that gunmen in South Sudan have raped girls, seized boys to become soldiers, and torched various towns in some of the heaviest fighting seen in the 17-month-long civil war. This comes as over 300,000 civilians have been left without life-saving aid in the northern battleground state of Unity after the United Nations and all other aid agencies had to pull out due to a surge in the fighting. Over 100,000 people have been forced to flee their homes as well. The violence is some of the worst in months as government forces pushed south from the state capital Bentiu into an opposition zone around the town of Leer, home of some of the country's once lucrative oil fields. The International Committee of the Red Cross has also had to withdraw its staff from Leer and warned of escalating fighting between forces loyal to President Salva Kiir and his deputy, Riek Machar, and thousands of civilians have been forced to flee based on their lives being threatened by the violence. Well, joining us via telephone from South Sudan is the spokesperson for the South Sudan military. That's Philip Aguirre. He joins us via telephone from Juba. Colonel Philip, thank you very much for speaking with us on the program again.
Thank you very much, Sylvia.
Could you give us more insight on this unfortunate development? We understand the violence is still escalating.
First of all, the SPLA, after the signing of the ceasefire agreement in Addis Ababa almost a year ago, the army had been in the barracks according to the orders of the commander-in-chief and observed that agreement. On the side of the rebels, they have been constantly attacking SPLA position in Bentiu, Irang, in Malakal, in Ayut. And recently, after the intensification of the rebels shelling to Bentiu, the SPLA was forced to go out in a self-defense and in a preventive move to stop the rebels advancing to Bentiu. Secondly, recruiting children is a punishable crime in our laws, and the report that some children have been recruited forcefully by the army will be investigated, and we are ready and transparent to move together with those agencies that are reporting on the ground to identify where are those children who recruited them and why. And that definitely is punishable. And on the other side, the humanitarian situation, we hope the situation will stabilize so that the humanitarian agencies are able to move around and support the suffering people of the affected zones by this useless conflict.
Now, just before I let you go, Colonel Aguirre, we do also understand that in the past 2 days, aid agencies have had to pull out. But now, from the reports we're getting, it seems as though it's spread beyond Unity States now to Leer, which has caused the Red Cross to also withdraw some of its staff. Now, compared to what you saw 2 days ago and right now, would you say things have piped down to some extent, or is it escalating?
There is no report of fighting in Leer, and I believe the humanitarian agencies, they have the right to withdraw whenever they feel the situation is not suitable. However, in our rules of engagement, we respect the operational activities of the organization that are serving the people. And we regret the withdrawal of these NGOs, and this is why we hope the situation will stabilize quickly so that they come back to resume their operation.
Well, Colonel Aguirre, as always, it's been a pleasure having you join us on the program. Thank you so much for your updates. We appreciate your time.